Rockum Radio, your rock station.
Hey, this is Rob Thorne from Sacred Oath, and you're listening to Rockum Radio.
You know, Rob, you did a great job with this new album, Return of the Dragon. In my opinion, it's an ambitious album, a step forward in the group sound. How do you feel with this record, Rob?
Well, I agree with you. I think that we took some chance with this record that were, as you said, ambitious. And I think that, I like to think we were successful. And the reaction we're getting to the record, it just makes me feel that, yes, we were. I mean, we produced the album coming into it in a different way. It was during the pandemic. We were fully rehearsed to record the album, and literally the day we started was the day that where we are in Connecticut kind of went into lockdown because we're so close to New York City.
Wow.
We're really part of New York City, and it was bad. It was bad in March.
Yeah.
And so it changed the way we had to do this album, but it gave us a fresh insight into what we were after, what was important to us on this record, and I think, I like to think that it really came out strong.
Okay, wow. You have many great songs in this record. In my opinion, Root of All Evil is a fantastic, melodic, and headbanging song. Then, that Tool to Wake is heavy with some rocks and progressive elements. And, for example, Return of the Dragon is a passionate song with hypnotic drums and killer riffs. How was the creative process of Return of the Dragon? Any story to share, Rob?
Well, the creative process on this record, it started like most of our records do, which is me sitting down, writing down musical ideas, demoing them, and sharing them with the guy. Mm-hmm. And it's all musical ideas. There's no lyrical, motivation yet, mostly about the music. And then we started to demo the record.
Okay.
Which is something that we don't typically do. But we demoed it, and the demos were coming out very exciting. And in fact, we were using some techniques that we were so excited about that we said, we're going to do this when we actually record the album. Then, once the music really was rehearsed and we were ready to go, then I started to focus in on the lyrics. And at that time, we had just settled into the pandemic. And I was reading a couple of books by an author by the name of Noah Yuval Harari. He wrote these books called Homo Deus, Homo Sapiens, which is really about the evolution of man and human nature and where we've come from, and where we're headed in terms of artificial intelligence. And what is it that's center of human nature?
Wow.
And that really got me excited and focused lyrically on what I wanted to say about, my experience as a person in this world against adversity, and to write things in a way that I like to approach my lyrics metaphorically so that people can make the song their own. I'm not trying to tell anybody anything. I'm trying to get people to think about things. Like in Empire's Fall. Or like, what are you trying to say in that song? And I say, well, what do you think I'm trying to say? I mean, all I'm saying is I'm reflecting on my experience and feelings I have, and I'm sure you've got feelings about it too. So, what's your take on that? But
wow,
that was really how the record came together.
Wow, my God, I know now. Sometimes the books inspire you a lot. It's a big... Yes. Now I know that Return of the Dragon. That's amazing. The story is amazing, Rob. Yeah.
I highly recommend those two books. If you like the lyrical content of Return of the Dragon, then those books, you'll just, oh my God, you'll be pulled right in. We've been up into this last, year and whatever, couple months, we've all been forced to ask ourselves the question of, what's important to us.
Yes.
And what do we believe is true, and what do we believe in, and what do we not believe? What do we believe about ourselves?
Yes. I check your videos for this album, and definitely, I was checking the lyrics.
Yeah, well, that was something we were very excited to do with the release of this album. Was we created these 5 music videos.
Oh yeah.
For the 5 singles, we were able to use all that wonderful artwork that Kenny did for the record, and which were all based on the lyrical content of each song.
Mm-hmm.
And people were able to really make a connection to where this record was headed, lyrically, visually, so that when it was finally released, they felt like they had a sense of what we were trying to do.
Yeah.
And so that's been exciting.
Rob, is there any difference between this new record and the previous ones?
Oh, I think there's a lot of differences between this and 12 Bells. I mean,
for example, your last album is 12 Bells, and I have that long play here because I'm a fan of your band. I like it a lot. And oh yeah, I have that long play. It's amazing. And I have that your other long play, Spells and Incantation, the best of. And tell me, what's the difference now with this new record, Return of the Dragon, and the previous one?
Well, the 12 Bells was recorded with the idea of having it be very raw. The rhythm guitars are just raw. Those rhythm guitars on that record is literally just my guitar plugged straight into a Marshall head. No overdrives, no effects pedals, nothing. Just raw. And we also kept Kenny's drum sound very dry. Okay. And we pushed it way up in the mix. And we were really shooting for old school, raw, thrashy, that Sacred Oath record, which I felt we needed to put out after Raven's Song, because Raven's Song was a big, it was an adventure for us. Very open, big, produced, sounding album with a lot of different directions for us. And I felt like, okay, we need to put out a thrash record.
Okay.
But then when it came time for Return of the Dragon, we came right back full bore into the modern, where we wanted modern drum production, modern guitar tones, modern mixing sensibilities, so that, the band always comes across. There's just no avoiding Sacred Oath sounding deeply rooted in 80s power and thrash metal. That's just our vibe.
Wow.
But the record has definitely a modern production value to it that I think keeps us contemporary on this record.
Oh, yeah. Why did you take 4 years between 12 Bells and the release of this Return of the Dragon?
Well, we were busy playing a lot of shows for 12 Bells.
Okay.
We during that time, we took on a fifth band member, Damiano Christian, on lead guitar. So we had 3 guitars going on, and we spent time getting used to that situation and really trying to maximize on the potential that gave us. We did a lot of shows. We recorded a live album. Okay. And honestly, we were having fun doing that, and I didn't feel any push to rush back into the studio or to even be writing songs.
That's good.
And, we never push ourselves into anything. We allow ourselves to be inspired.
Of course.
Because after having been doing this 30 plus years, we know that we're going to be inspired, and that's when the good stuff comes.
Of course.
So we allow that to happen naturally. And that's one of the reasons that I think that we can look back on our discography and be proud of it.
Yeah, sometimes the word fluid is important. The natural inspiration, has a magical effect. You know what I mean? It works.
Oh, exactly. I mean, if you listen to some of your favorite albums, but you love them because of the magic that you hear.
Exactly. Your first studio album, A Crystal Vision, was released in 1987. In my opinion, it's a masterpiece that should be...
Thank you.
You're welcome. That should be listened to by everybody. What are the memories about those years, Rob, to put that record?
Oh, my God. There's so many crazy memories around that album, because that's at the very beginning for us. I mean, the band.
Exactly.
We started the band in '85 as a 3-piece, and quickly evolved into a 4-piece. With the objective that we were going to fuse together the exciting thrash of Metallica and the dark power metal, melodic elements of King Diamond and Merciful Fate into a sound that would be Sacred Oath. And it was an exciting people, there was a real fighting underground brotherhood, even in Connecticut.
Wow.
We're very close to New York City. So there was a lot going on, and we had a great, we had our fans in the beginning, the Oath Bangers, follow us around. We had a lot of great shows. It was exciting finding a record deal. I mean, my God, Gino, I was still in high school signing that deal.
Wow.
So just the thrill of that experience and getting to leave high school early, to go on tour and do the album and play some fantastic shows.
Exactly.
My God, we did some big shows with like Fates Warning and Warlock and things like that, on a big audiences. And that was exciting for a 17-year-old kid, right?
What a great memory.
But I'll tell you, it was also a real eye-opening experience for us because, we were kids, we were very young, we had no experience in the music business. And in many ways, we really got our ass kicked by how tough the business was. We weren't ready in many ways to have to deal with the treatment we were getting from the label and the hold-ups, lack of support. We got put out on the road without a whole lot of tour support. It was tough, So there were times that it was discouraging. But, we were forged. I guess you could say me personally helped me get forged in the fire because it's a tough business to hang in if you're not perseverant. And I learned so much about what was important to me in those years, and that it was the whole purpose for doing this is for the love of the music, for the fun, and for the joy of it. And if you allow yourself to focus on the BS put up with in the business itself, you won't laugh because it's just too ugly.
Wow, so, amazing.
Yeah. I've got some great memories.
That's great. What a great memories. I hope to see the Crystal Vision on LP one day, on long play.
Oh, you don't have an LP?
No, I tried to. I tried to have one, but I couldn't. I only have the.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, it's in print. We've got. We did a European pressing with Metalizer Records, and in fact, they're sending me another box this week. So you send me an email, and I'll get you a copy of that. I'll send you a signed copy.
Oh, thank you. Wow, amazing. I'm in shock. Now, any future concerts on the way?
We fully intend to get out there and play for this record.
Of course.
Nobody knows when you can be sure that that's going to happen. So, back in the East Coast now in New York, we're being told that things are going to be fully open by July. So, going on that, we are next week when I get back from LA, we start rehearsing. And we start putting together an exciting stage show using all the art from the album. And we're hoping to, get this show on the road, at least in the Northeast. And would love to get to Canada.
Of course. Don't forget about your Canadian friends.
In the fall. We'll get there in the fall, hopefully,
Yeah.
Before the snow comes.
Where can we buy your album? Any recommendation, any place?
Well, you can buy it everywhere, right? But, my first recommendation is to go to our band, because if you go to our band camp, you'll find that you can get, signed copies from us, and you can interact with us. And we love to hear from the fans. But you can buy it on Amazon, and you can listen, you can get it in your record store. The record right now is being distributed, worldwide by Virgin Music and Universal. So you can get it anywhere. But if you want to visit our Bandcamp, sacredoath.bandcamp.com, that's where you can get special limited edition pressings, signed copies, and cool extra stuff.
Awesome. Any last words in this interview?
No, I'm just so grateful, man, for you spinning the records, for the radio support we've had, for the Oath Bangers that have, hung in there with us for over 30 years, and all the new Oath Bangers that have, jumped on the bus with this record. We've done something right when we hear from so many new fans. And I love talking to guys like you who have been into it for so long and love albums all the way back to the
I'm your fan. Don't forget that.
love it.